Hello, in this video I'll be talking about proportions. Some of you already know that a proportion is when two ratios, so here's one ratio, here's another ratio. When two ratios are equal, they form a proportion. So this whole thing is called a proportion. You could also say that these two fractions are in proportion. So we can show some more. If I said 3/7 equals 6/14, this is a proportion. One way to check if something's in proportion is to use the cross products rule. And the cross products rule says that if you have a fraction, call it a over b, and you have another fraction that called c over d, and they're equal, then a and d, or these two multiplied together, will equal c and b multiplied together. So we would write that like AD equals BC. So we can check if both of these work using the cross products rule. So if we multiply 4 times 1, we get 4. And if we multiply 2 times 2, we get 4. Let's check here. 14 times 3 is 42. And 7 times 6 is 42. So we're going to do a couple examples and determine if they are in proportion or not. Let's try the fractions 10 over 12 and 40 over 56. So we want to know if these fractions are in proportion. So we can set it up. We'll pretend it is, and then we'll just check it and see if it's correct. So we have 10 times 56, and we're going to do 12 times 40. And remember, these are going to be equal if the fractions are in proportion. So 56 times 10 would be 560, and 40 times 12, not sure what that is off the top of my head. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be 480. So these are not in proportion. Let's try some more. Let's try 3/8 and 6/16. So we're checking to see if these are in proportion. So this isn't really an equal sign yet. We're just double checking. So we're going to do 3 times 16 and 8 times 6. So 3 times 16, let me move this down a little bit, is 48, and 8 times 6 is also 48. So yes, these were equal. One of the ways that you use a proportion or set up a proportion is to solve a problem. For instance, if I can go 250 miles on 25 gallons of gas, how many miles can I go on 40 miles? Or 250 miles with 25 gallons of gas, and how many miles can I go using 40 gallons of gas? And so what we do is we purposely set these two fractions equal to each other, knowing that when I solve the cross products, right, 25 times x, that it's going to have to equal 250 times 40. So 250 times 40 is, I don't know, let's see. 250 times 4 is 1,000, so this is going to be 10,000 on this side, right? 10,000 is going to have to equal 25x. And so once we solve for x, we will know what the answer is, right? What x equals. So 10,000 divided by 25 is going to be, what, 400? Yep. So x equals 400. Let's see if that makes sense. 250 miles using 25 gallons, 400 miles using 40 gallons. I think that makes a lot of sense. So how many miles? 400 miles. So in tomorrow's assignment, you'll basically be determining whether ratios are in proportion using cross products rule, and you'll also be using proportions to solve some everyday application style word problems. So that's it. Try to keep it short for you today so you can go out and have fun trick-or-treating tonight.